Hello again. I'm back at the computer today for some more Warhammer stuff. Pretty exciting. I know that the new 11th edition, like, kind of core rules and things have come out yesterday, I believe it was. However, this is not entirely a video on that. This is more like a catch up video for all the things that I haven't looked at. These are going to be kind of a focusing on one thing. Um, but I will do a separate video on the new core rules. First, though, all of this is coming from the Warhammer community website. So, first off, I want to look at the boys from the Armageddon set. These are all of them that come in there, and I think they look pretty good. This is a good start, you know? Uh, the big thing with this one is all the different pose abilities, because they've got these two. And they've got these ones as well, which you can also mix and match these parts, I would assume. And of course, you have grots that come with them. The styling on these, I enjoy them. I think they have kind of like the same feel that the new Weird Boy did. Kind of like they feel a bit larger. Uh, Only issue, uh, these two builds, they both have rocks, which it's all right. Also, the tiny squig, I really like that one. Let me zoom in. The tiny squig, I really like that. But there's no. It doesn't look like there's really any new data sheet for these. I have not checked Wahapedia for it yet, but I will in due time. Aside from that, the War Track is back. This is essentially an orc land speeder, which let me. What is reading mode? That is not what I want. Open image in new tab. There we go. All right. This is fast, of course. I did say in a previous video I wanted more bikers. This is a pretty elite biker, which I think is really good. It's got the Speed Freaks keyword, which you can kind of see from the iconography on here. If it's red, it goes faster. But it's only really got two melee options, which is the custom shooter that has rapid fire 2, which is pretty good. So if you're within 9 inches, you get 4 attacks, but typically it's just a 2 attack. 5 up ballistic skill, which is a bit of a little issue. Strength 4. You'll be hitting some more infantry with that don't know about larger targets. No AP and 1 damage. So that's just kind of like a. Think about the Whirlwind. It has like all the small guns mounted on it, but the big attraction is the Hunter Killer missile on the back of it. These are essentially the small gun option for that. The rocket launcher is the big thing on here. This little bit up on the back. It's got a 24-inch range. It's got D3 plus 3 attacks, so you're at least going to be doing 4. Ballistic skill is also 5 up, which it's gonna hit big, so I understand the need for balancing in that way, because it has strength 10, AP minus 2, and damage 3. So if at least 2 of those go through, you're killing about, to put in simple conversion terms, and I know you're killing about 3 Space Marines. No, hold on. No, wait, yeah, I did the math right. Intercessors have two wounds. Speaking of wounds, though, this has 7, which is pretty good, with a 4 up save, 6 up invuln, 6 toughness, so you're gonna not be getting hit too often by some of the smaller units. Leadership 7 up, pretty good. OC 3, that's great though. That's great because, I mean, you can basically, like, you should be zooming this thing around. It goes fast, but you can go from objective to objective, kind of stealing it from the enemy. The melee weapon's got 5 attacks with 3 up weapon skill, for strength, AP -1, damage 1. So honestly, I think this melee does better than the custom shooter, if you're not including the rapid fire bonus it gets. Just because it feels a little more consistent. But its abilities, it has in the shooting phase, when this has resolved its attack, select one enemy unit that has been hit by one of those attacks. It is suppressed until the start of your next command phase, which essentially is just it has -1 to the hit roll, which is pretty good. I think that's pretty good. You know, this round is a solid unit. I'm glad this is now in the roster for all of these. All of these have been in. I need to zoom out now. All of these have been in May, so we've got a lot to go through up here. So they're all relatively newish. The faction focuses. This is what all of this is. Essentially, all of these are new detachments. They said we'd be getting 70 new detachments in 11th edition, and I'm assuming the majority of those are these. But some also have the upgrades, enhancement upgrades that are going to be in 11th. Let me zoom in. Alright, so for Emperor's Children, new detachment rule. It's mostly for Terminators. So if you take Eager to Kill, you have one friendly Emperor's Children Terminator is set up. It gets +1 to the charge roll until the end of the turn. That's pretty good, because if you're going in with them, you'll probably use like the beacon, or you can rapid ingress them another way. I don't really mind, whatever. But you want to kind of charge in, or you want to shoot, get some charge in, do some melee, stand your ground in there. So that's a good start. Enhancements, this is, well, everyone kind of knows what enhancements are. You stick them on a unit, they get better. This is a little upgrade thing that some of the new 11th edition ones have. But these also are for the Terminator squad. This unit has sustained hits 1 when you use this, so that's pretty good. Terminators are kind of in need of, like, I'm pretty sure Chaos Terminators also use Stormbolters. And Stormbolters, they're not terrible, but, like, I couldn't even really hit another Terminator with a Stormbolter from a Terminator, it kind of feels like. So having Sustain to kind of give it a little bit more, like a higher chance to do such. It's pretty good. This also has a new strat that comes with it, Warp Plunge. It costs 1 command point. And at the end of the opponent's fight phase, you can choose 1 unengaged Terminator from your army and stick it into strategic reserves. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words here. That's pretty good for kind of like, if you're in a bit of a pinch and you need to get out, this is essentially what you'll use. 1 command point for it's pretty nice. It's not too costly. But I mean, like, if you have a transport or something, you could just kind of re-embark them on that. But if you're in this situation, I assume the transport you've taken them in has already probably been destroyed. Up next, though, is the Frenzied Host Detachment. Their rule is whenever friendly Emperor's Children battle line unit, which is the Tormentors and regular Noise Marines, I believe, they get to advance and fall back. Wait. Okay, when they advance or fall back, they get +1 strength until the end of the turn. This is also a host attachment, which is a relatively new term, I believe, for this. It's essentially... Okay, so in 11th edition, to put it in simple terms, you can take more than 1 detachment now, and those detachments apply to the entirety of your army. There are better detachments, though, and most of them have host. So that way you can't take two really good detachments, essentially, is what it does. It's kind of like the warlord rule. You can't have two units be your warlord because they're both good. So that's what this is. I'll talk about my opinions on having the multiple detachments in the next video I do about 11th edition. But they have an enhancement, Howling Plate. If you have Lord Exultant, it just has +1 armor penetration to its ranged attacks. Pretty good. So, I mean, it's nothing special. It's kind of like Armor Contempt. It does what it says. Plus, also, this actually just negates Armor of Contempt, but that's fine. That's fine. And a strat that comes with them is Possessive Mania. It's only 1 command point. And during your opponent's shooting or fight phase, when an enemy unit targets one of your Emperor's Children battle line within the range of an objective, that unit gets essentially +1 to their armor save, or as it says here, -1 to the incoming attack. It's essentially the same thing. The result will be the same. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think this is Armor of Contempt, but it's in a specific circumstance. Next is Spectacle of Slaughter. Their attachment rule is entitled to victory. Your flawless blades have fights first. There's another thing in the 11th edition core rules with fights first I'm not very happy about. I'll talk about that in the next video. Your enhancement is Eager Patrons. The flawless blades, only the flawless blades, has +2 movement. That's pretty good, I'd say. Because movement's really important when you're using a melee only or melee focused unit. So having that allows them to move around a bit more, give them some more opportunities to actually take things down. Their stratagem is Single-Minded Strike, also 1 command point. In the charge phase, when your Flawless Blade starts a charge move, that unit can move through models except for monster vehicles. You cannot charge through models normally, I'm pretty sure. In 11th edition, you can use your regular movement to go through models, but you cannot end within engagement range, which is now 2 inches instead of 1. It's 2 inches. But I don't particularly see the usefulness of charging through. But to each, if you want to use it, go ahead and use it. I'm not an Emperor's Children player. I doubt I ever will be. I'd like to do some of the models, but I don't think I like their play style that much. Same goes for a lot of Chaos, except for Undivided. I think Undivided is kind of cool. But that is all for the Emperor's Children. 1 down. A lot more to go, and we're already 13 minutes into the video. Next up is Eldari. This is the most recent one. I should have ordered these from oldest to newest, but I don't really care. First is Armored Warhost. Their attachment rule is Skilled Crews. Any Eldari vehicles' range attacks now have Assault, so you can charge and shoot. Wonderful. It's simple. Doesn't do a lot. Their enhancement, Spirit Stone of Xenos word. I don't know how to say that. Only for Psychers. When it's within 3 feet of a friendly Eldari vehicle unit, it has Lone Op. In the movement phase, at the start or end of your unit's move, you can select one Eldari model that's on your team within 3 inches of this model, and it gains D3 wounds. This is just a tech priest psyker. This turns psychers into tech priests. And their stratagem is Vectored Engines, 1 command point. During your movement phase, when one of your vehicles make the fallback, that vehicle does not prevent your unit from being eligible to shoot. So this is I'm forgetting which thing it is, but it's author of the codex. It's one of the doctrines that just lets you fall back and shoot. It's the same thing, but you have to use a command point for it. So next up is Fateful Performance. I believe that this one and the next one are both Harlequins, actually, which is kind of neat because no one plays Harlequins anymore. They don't. I looked in my store. They don't stock these. They haven't been there for the entire 3 years that I went to that store. Sure, you can probably buy them online, but also, like, I like how the models look. I like Harlequin models. Just give them a new model. Give them something new so there's not only, like, 5 different kinds you can take, and that's maybe being generous. Their detachment rule, though, Acrobatic Onslaught. When one of your Harlequins make a charge move, it can go through enemy models. It has the acrobatic tag, and I'm assuming the acrobatic tag is just you can move through models. Good on you, I guess. Your enhancement is your Troop Master. Only the Troop Master can reroll charge rolls. Pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good. It's nothing special, but it does. It's a melee unit. The Troop Master is mostly a melee unit. So charge rolls are very important. A Deceptive Feint, also 1 command point. In your opponent's movement phase, when one of their models ends a move within 8 inches of one of your unengaged Harlequin's infantry, that infantry unit can make a normal move up to D3 plus 3. It's just surge move. It's heroic intervention, but you're not in combat, essentially. I guess I was wrong. This might be the only one. Or I'm just misremembering. Next is Path of the Outcast. Their detachment rule is Far-Reaching Doom. Your Ranger or Shroud Runners that are selected to shoot have +6 detection range until a friendly unit has shot. So, pretty much with the new, like, stealth rules that come with 11th edition, like, if you haven't shot and you're, like, outside of 15 inches, I think it was, you can't be shot. But this, essentially, if it is 15, that takes that down to 9, which is really good. I think this is one of the better detachment rules for this army. Your enhancement is Camouflage Snipers. This is like the stealth rule. This is for your Rangers only. If you shoot, that does not stop your stealth. You remain stealth. For pretty much every other unit, as far as I've seen, if you shoot, and then that takes off your stealth, essentially. Because, like, you make a noise, you can be detected, yada yada. This counters that. Their stratagem is Casting Back the Veil, 1 command point. During your shooting phase, your Rangers or the Shroud Runners, when they have shot that unit that has been shot, select one enemy unit. Hit by, so one of the enemies that has been shot, that enemy unit has +6 detection range. So if you shoot them, essentially, you're just, you're sticking this on them, the +6 detection range on them. So, do what you want with it. No, I was right. It's just down here. Okay. Twilight Flickers, their attachment rule is Dance of Distortion. Harlequins have stealth. That's it. Wow. However, their enhancement, Prelude Performer, Harlequins have Scout 6. That's pretty good. I have a partially finished Invictor Tactical War Suit. The Scout ability on that's pretty nice sometimes. I think it's like Scout 8. I don't remember. Their stratagem, Captivating Performance, 1 command point, end your movement phase, 1 troop unit. Select an objective your unit's controlling. That is secured. It stickies it. If you're on objective, you move, it stickies. That is Eldari. I need to get moving faster because this video is already almost 20 minutes. Gene Stealers. Here's the Uprising. Killer Reputation. Kellermorphs, Locust, Reductus Saboteurs, Sanctus. They have the killer keyword. Killer keyword models can reroll hit rolls of 1 and wound rolls of 1. I don't know why I tried saying hit wounds. Their enhancement, Gene Tailored Toxins, Locust and Sanctus model only. They have +1 damage. Living Up to Legend, 1 command point. Whenever your model that has the killer keyword during the shooting or fight phase is attacked, if that destroys it, each visible friendly battle-shocked unit within 12 inch is no longer battle-shocked. It's unique. And Battle-Shock is supposed to be getting better in 11th. Don't worry, buddy. They'll buff you someday. But, alright, gotta get moving. Pierce Train Broodstorm. Enemy Within. At the end of your opponent's fight phase, unengaged Pierce Train Gene Stealers can be put into strategic reserves. The enhancement, Mark the Starred Children. Pure String Gene Stealers only have +1 toughness, a 4-up save. Their melee attacks have +1 strength. The Stratagem, Crawling Horror, 1 command point. Start your opponent's move phase. One of your Gene Stealer, Pure String Gene Stealers has -6 detection range, so it just makes them more stealthy. So if it's 15, that goes up to 21. Xenocult Masses. Detachment rule, Horror of the Faithful. In the command phase, if one of your neophyte hybrids is within a terrain area, heal 3 wounds. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Enhancement, Devious Disguise, neophyte hybrids. They have -3 detection range. That's also pretty good for stealthy stuff. 1 command point for Slink from the Underbelly. In your opponent's shooting phase, when one of them targets your neophyte hybrid, within a terrain area, that unit has -1 to the armor penetration. That's Gene Stealers. Let's see. We got at least 10 more to go. Grey Knights, Argent Assault. Their detachment rule, Dauntless Champions. When a friendly Paladin squad is selected to fight, if the strength of that is lower than the toughness of the target, those attacks have +1 to the wound roll. The enhancement, Psychic Celerity? Terminators only, they get +1 to the charge rolls. Aura of Vengeance, 1 command point. During the fight phase, when an enemy unit targets a friendly paladin, that paladin squad turns the melee attacks of that unit into hazardous. Fires of Purgation. Detachment rule. I would like to deeply apologize. I think I can speak English now. Searing Soul Flame. When you select a unit to be pinned by a Purgation squad, its Righteous Persecution ability, the enemy unit makes a battle shock with -1 to the battle shock. Enhancements. Boon of Deimos, however you want to pronounce it. Purgation squad gets +2 strength to the ranged attacks. Focused Immolation, 1 command point. During the shooting phase, one of your Purgation squads is selected to shoot. That Purgation squad unit, you can either choose between Devi wounds or Sustained 1. Very good. Immaterial Indirection. Echo Jump for the detachment rule. In the shooting phase, when a friendly Inceptor squad has shot, if that unit did not make an ingress move, you can make a surge move up to D6 +1, and it cannot use its personal teleporter's ability. Enhancements, Astral Overlap, the Inceptor squad, it has stealth, that's decent. Blades from Beyond, 1 command point. During the fight phase, friendly Inceptor squad makes a charge move, select to fight, they get Lance. And I think there is a psychic buff. It says it right here. Essentially, whenever you use a psychic weapon, you ignore all modifiers, the ballistic, and wound roll characteristics to the hit roll. No, wait. Ballistics and weapon skill. Yeah. To the hit roll. So essentially, instead of just being a giant pile of dog shit, Psychic actually does something now. Yay, it only took like 6 years? I don't know. Speaking of Psychic, Ritual of Regeneration for 1,000 Suns. Sorceress Invigoration, once per turn per unit. When one of your 1,000 Suns Psychers, not including monsters, so not the Warp Fiend, I think it's called. When it does a ritual, heals D3 wounds. Alright. Enhancement, Eruption of Vitality, Infantry, or Mounted 1,000 Suns Psychers only. First time that model is destroyed, at the end of the phase, roll a d6. On a 2-up, put it back up with 3 wounds remaining. It's just Karn's ability, basically. Mutagenic Magics, 1 command point. Start the fight phase. One of your 1,000 Suns Psychers. Select one enemy unit engage with your unit. Roll d6. For every 4-up, it's a mortal wound. The Sekitar cohort, trying to give people a reason to use these. I think they look fine enough. They do look a little funky, though. Talk about that some other time. Their attachment rule. Ensorcelled Aminus. One of your Sekitar robots. Your Sekitar robots, they have the psychic word. I don't know why they didn't before. 1,000 Suns Psyker units have an aura. Essentially, whenever Sekitar robot is within 12 inch, they have 1 to their weapon wound save. I think that's wound save. They've been abbreviating things, and I've been trying to learn what they correlate to. It's been like a week since I checked up on Warhammer stuff. Oculus Infernum, Sorcerer or Exalted Sorcerer only in the movement phase at the start of the enemy unit's move. You can select one of the Sekitar robots within 6 inches. It has +1 ballistic skill at the end of the turn. Warp Field for 1 command point during your opponent's shooting phase. When enemy unit targets one of the Sekitar robots within 12 inches of a 1,000 Suns Psyker, which is almost all of them, that Sekitar robot unit range attacks that target your unit with a strength greater than your toughness have -1 to the wound roll. Servants of Change. Zangor's stuff. Friendly Zangors have the battle line keyword. Shooting phase, when a friendly mutant unit is shooting, they have +6 detection range. Thicket of Boneblade, +1 AP to Chaos Spawn or any spawn. You have Cleave 1, which is basically just the blast for melee now. And Prismatic Displacement, 1 command point. During your movement phase, when a friendly infantry or mounted mutant makes an advance or fall back, they get Assault until the end of the turn, and it does not prevent it from being eligible to shoot or make a charge. That's 1,000 Suns, and I do think the video is getting long enough. I'll wrap it up. I'll probably make a second video later tonight or tomorrow about that. I just wanted to get something out for you guys. But this has been Faction Focus Part 1. I'm still Crux Terminatus, and I will see you next time.